Hello, welcome to Imagination Circus, and I am Mike the Ringmaster, but today I'm more well known as Archangel the Pegasus. I'm here to do something I've never done before, that is, have a theory video, make a theory video. Depends, your perspective, I'm making the video, but you're watching it, so it's a weird thing really. This is a video, it's like the Schrodinger's cat of videos. I don't normally do this because I don't normally have theories or have theories I want to embrace. And I'm gonna be honest. Normally, the kind of theory I'm about to propose is the kind of theory I would not necessarily make fun of, but just kind of scoff at on the internet. Like, I normally wouldn't propose a theory. I kind of have to, because... So... I made a reaction video to the most recent episode of MLP, which of course is Marks for Effort. Now, unfortunately, like with all of my reaction videos, this video was blocked. Hopefully it'll get unblocked like all of my other videos have been managed to been so far, but we'll see how that goes. Now, however, during that video, if you manage to watch it and it comes out well, you'll see that I bring up that I'm a bit suspicious of Cozy Glow in her initial introduction and throughout most of the episode. Now, I dismissed this by the end because it seems, you know what, everything's fine, everything's comfortable. Then, however, I went about watching Dr. Wolf's review of the episode, and I found that he was equally suspicious. So it wasn't just me, and I guess it wouldn't be, but I wasn't sure. I figured maybe I was just being paranoid. Then, I looked into his comments section, and it only fueled my reasoning for making this video. I'm not the only one who was suspicious. Dr. Wolf was suspicious. The people who watched that video who left comments in his video and his review were suspicious. So I was wondering, thinking very thoroughly about this, what is it? And then I thought about what my initial suspicions were. This is just something that popped into my head when we were first introduced to Cozy Glow. That she was secretly former queen, chrysalis of the changeling race. And to those of you who might be of myself like-minded in that you might scoff at this theory, and then there are those of you who might be just like-minded enough to agree with me as the concept. And I don't have a lot of evidence for this, mostly because Cozy Glow was just introduced, but this is my suspicion. I think she might be Chrysalis in disguise, and I think what is going on here, and my reasoning for this, is that, like I said, everything about her seems off. Everything from the fact that she seems to be waiting right outside of the CMC's clubhouse when they meet her.
Great idea, Scootaloo! We haven't tried crying yet.
Yeah, it always works for Rarity. I wasn't crying. I think it's coming from outside.
Granted, this is hardly the first time somebody's been seen on the Apple family's property who shouldn't be there, but usually it's played for laughs, like that donkey in Applebuck season.
Ugh, that pony is stubborn as a mule. No offense.
None taken.
Or the time with the dude with the saxophone.
That someday I'd have one too!
Usually it's played for laughs. But this time, she's on the Apple family's property. That seems awfully suspicious. Not only that, she's in earshot and eyeshot of the CMC's clubhouse. That seems awfully odd. I mean, if you wanted to go and cry by yourself, maybe you might accidentally wander onto somebody's rather impressive property, but you might definitely not want to cry within earshot of a place where people, or in this case ponies, might happen to congregate. So the fact that she happened to be crying that close, where there's no way she could have missed the clubhouse, a little suspicious. Now, of course, some of you might be wondering, what was the point of her being here if she's not trying to get revenge on Starlight like she claimed she would all the way back in the finale of Season 6?
There is no revenge you could ever conceive of that will come close to what I will exact upon you one day, Starlight Glimmer.
And that is a good question. I think she's come to Ponyville, and she even mentions that she's new in town.
I just moved here to go to school.
And she's going to a new school. And being the fact that the CMC don't know her means that she didn't go to Cheerilee's class. So she's at least out of town, which is not necessarily suspicious, but it does add to the theory. I believe she's in town to gather intelligence on her enemies, the main six and Starlight Glimmer. Why she's taken a special interest in the CMC, I don't know. But you know what? Who can really tell? I mean, Chrysalis's plans tend to be somewhat convoluted. I think it's a little far-fetched, but at the same time, considering Chrysalis's current circumstances, it's not that crazy an idea. Look at what she has to work with. She's got no army anymore. She's got no underlings. She's got no resources. She's got only herself and her intelligence, which, I will remind you, has almost managed to take Equestria twice. They failed, but the first time it was because of the way unexpected love power of the royal couple. Whose wedding they were, infiltrating. The second time, it was because, again, of something she could not have predicted. A team that consisted of the 4 most unlikely individuals in the entire kingdom of Equestria who managed to save the day. I mean, really, look at this team. Do you or anyone really expect them to succeed in saving Equestria? I mean, granted, I knew they were going to succeed, but I exist in this reality and not that reality. And if I existed in that reality and lived in that world and knew these 4, I would not think they would succeed, but they did, and it was kind of great, and is actually one of my favorite 2-parters ever. But, regardless, I think she's there to gather intelligence on Starlight and the main 6. She gathers intelligence on the main 6 by being in their classes. And if she wants to succeed, she needs to be a good student, which makes sense. That's probably why she's gone and taken advantage of the CMC. She wants to be able to pass for a good student, because if she's doing well in the school, she'll be overlooked a little bit more than, say, a student who's not doing all that well in classes. And that's why she needs to be tutored by the CMC. She also wanted to be able to pass for a good little pony, and that's why she got the, CMC out of trouble instead of letting them continue to be, looked down upon for supposedly deliberately getting her to fail. Because, of course, Chrysalis, being somebody who obviously has never had a real friend in her life, can't possibly come up with a reasonable explanation for her situation. I believe she was telling the truth to Starlight when she mentioned that she was trying to get them into the school to help out and help her cover, as it were, and to continue tutoring her. But she, being so ignorant, still a villain, she went to the trouble of deliberately getting them out of trouble to help her case and to allow her to pass more. Not to mention, it gave her an opportunity, which she probably didn't have up until that point, because really, outside of having a reason to go to the school's guidance counselor, it's the perfect opportunity. And who knows, maybe she'll use this as the key, as the gateway to continue to see Starlight so that she has the intelligence she needs to fulfill her revenge. And then there's a scene like this.
I think I got my friends in trouble. They helped me study for my friendship test, and I failed it. On purpose.
Why would you do that? Sorry, listening?
Well, the Cutie Mark Crusaders wanted to go to this school more than anything. So I thought, if I showed Headmere Twilight they're bad at friendship, she'd let them come here with me.
That's devious. I mean, I see.
which I initially thought was funny. I mean, look at that face. That face is hilarious from Starlight. But I think it might be a clue. If I'm right and my theory is correct, then the writer deliberately left a clue here with Starlight referring to Cozy's plan as devious.
The Cutie Mark Crusaders wanted to go to this school more than anything. So I thought if I showed Headmere Twilight they're bad at friendship, she'd let them come here with me.
That's devious.
The plan is devious. Not extremely so, but just enough that there's a possibility that this is a clue to her real intentions. And I'd heard rumors, like, I'm not going to say my source, but I heard rumors that old Chrysalis was coming back. And really, there was no chance she wasn't. I mean, they deliberately put her on the back burner, allowing her to get free at the end of Season 6. But I heard specific rumors that she was coming back this season, and therefore might actually be the villain of the finale. Who knows? Maybe she'll team up with Chancellor Naysay. You know, it could happen. I mean, this series has done weirder things, probably. Or maybe they haven't. I don't know. They can always get weirder. You can always get weirder, people. I mean it. And my last piece of evidence, if you want to call it that, is the ending of the episode. Specifically this scene.
Come on, Cozy!
And that's why this school needs you as our guidance counselor.
The way this scene goes, it's interesting. It's different than any kind of ending an episode of the show's ever gotten, at least to my memory. And frankly, I feel that the ending supports my theory. Look at the way this is shot, the way this is framed, the way it focuses on the CMC and specifically Cozy Glow as they leave the school. Something about this feels off to me. The way this ended, it was sort of odd. The way it was framed, it felt like this was the ending of a different show. Like the way the end, not even the ending itself, just the way it framed these four at the end shot of the episode. The way the screen sort of closed in. It almost reminded me of a wipe or something done in a Star Wars transition. Like the way one of their movies ended. The way they ended, it was like, almost like, and again, considering we actually have had a movie, like a full-length theatrical movie for this franchise at this point, I have to say, this ending was very movie-like, very deliberate. It makes me feel like they particularly focused on the CMC and the Cozy Glow leaving the school, and it made me feel like there was a deliberate focus there. So much so that, and the congratulations that Twilight gives to Starlight at the end, it's all doesn't feel right to me. I mean, obviously the reason I'm making this video is because I and several others were suspicious of Cozy the whole time. And that could just be a coincidence. We could all have been looking at this and it could be just a writer's fluke, or maybe they did it on purpose. It could mean nothing. This could all just be a coincidence. And I could be totally wrong. It's I probably am wrong. I'm not 100% sold on this theory myself, but I'm telling it to you all because I feel like doing it. The idea popped into my head and I thought, you know what? I should do this. I should make a video about this because I'm genuinely curious. What do you guys think? I honestly don't know. Is she Chrysalis? Probably not, but if there's even a slim chance that that's the case, I want to be the person who called it. I want to be the guy who pointed out the possibility that this character, if she comes back, if we see her again, was Chrysalis. Or even if we don't see Cozy Glow again, hell, it still could have been Chrysalis, but we'll wait. We'll wait and see. I'm genuinely curious. Anybody else who also might, think of anything about this, please give me your thoughts. I'm genuinely curious about this. This is Archangel, otherwise known as Mike, Ringmaster of the Imagination Circus, signing off.